Oh, hello. Nice to see you there. Welcome back to KL-12 all day. Been a little while. It's 2025, and this is my just back from Dissident Arms KL-12 shotgun. Welcome back, y'all. So, just to get the elephant out of the room, it's been 6 years since I've uploaded any meaningful KL-12 content. And a lot of people have asked me over the years, what happened, where did I go, why, blah, blah, blah. These are all very good questions. And I'm probably going to go ahead and do like a whole separate video about that, just in case anybody really cares. A lot of changes in my life, just to give you the short version. Sometimes you just got to take 6 years off. Change religions, get saved by Jesus Christ. Change careers, get a degree, get married, start a business, and then come back. And so that's where we are. And probably more interesting to anyone that clicked on this video is the KL-12. So I just got this back from Dissident. As a lot of you know, due to the import ban and these things finally drying up in terms of supply, they've been hard to get, and they've become very expensive. A lot more expensive than they used to be, probably twice as much, if not more, just for a stock model gun. So I lucked out quite a bit. I got one of these from a private sale, and it was a foldy boy. Came with a bunch of accessories, and I got it for a smoking price. So I put it in my safe and just kind of looked at it for a while until I decided to finally pull the trigger and get it worked up by my old friends at Dissident. And yeah, they did a phenomenal job. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. There's a lot of developments that have happened in the world of KL-12s and accessories. But just to give you the quick once over. So this is a base model folder, and I had to wait and luck out and get helped out by my friend Max at 4Range. He got me this Laycom Armory frontline folding adapter. There's not a lot of these that can be had these days, so I was very lucky to find one in stock on his site, and he got it to me very quickly for a great deal. And then other than that, the other thing that has dried up is our beloved Custom Arms grips. So now the next best thing is these Shooter Sports Innovations, I believe, platform grips. They're kind of made of this 3D printed material, and the price is not bad, and it's a pretty good product. It really kind of fills the void, for the most part, that was left by the lack of Custom Arms grips. Also, newer to me is this awesome extended race safety, which is machine instead of the old ones that had the extended tab welded on there. It's very, very nice. I love it. I went ahead and kept the ambi safety selector, and it's dialed in very nice. Action on there. Stock internal tuning with the ALG trigger, still amazing. Still one of the best triggers money can buy on any platform, in my opinion. We got the Dissident Arms magwell flare. We got the left side charging handle. So this is a newer product. This is the Dissident Arms purpose built for the KL-12 and the other shotguns. The gas tube, which is handy because some of the factory gas tubes, if you put thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds on them, they do tend to fail at a certain point. They can be rewelded and stuff like that, but I just as soon would pay for that upgrade and keep my factory one as a backup. The Mark III handguard looks great. The single port comp looks great. It's cut for chokes. I got the IC improved cylinder that was in here. I got the diffusion, and I got a light full. And the scout rail, the welded optic base is great. And then I put a really nice Trigicon RMR HD red dot on there, because These days I like nice things. And we went with the Luth AR buttstock because that's how I like to roll. That's what I use on my rifle. So yeah, why back into a Vepr 12? Why now? Well, I started getting back into multi-gun competition. I started off doing a lot of USPSA back into that last year, and then I started dabbling in some 2-gun, built my own 2-gun rifle, built a pretty nice one. And as some of you may or may not know, a lot of multi-gun matches now have become very 2-gun friendly. In fact, 2-gunners comprise, typically over half the field at a lot of different multi-gun matches that you will see now. So yeah, I've been rolling pretty heavy with the 2-gun, and then finally decided it is time to come all the way back and get the shotgun and start 3-gunning it up. So yeah, those first 2 mags went very well with the test fire. I went ahead and bought a few cases of this Federal Action shotgun. So this is another thing that's new to me. It's a newer development. Dissident worked with Federal Premium Ammunition to develop a cartridge specifically for the Action shotgun shooting sports applications things, and I'm excited about it. I can get it for a pretty good price, so I bought a bunch of it. And yeah, so we went with the factory mag first. We went with the Malott 10 rounder, first 10 rounds, and then we rolled with one of the tuned Dissident 12 rounders, and now we're gonna try the 20s. I'm gonna test fire them big boys, them big sticks. The pinnacle of basically multi-gun shooting sports application is big sticks. So got 2 of them loaded up with 20 rounds each, and we're going to roll with it. That's a pretty nice insertion. That's a pretty nice first round feed. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long. What a moment. What a moment. Mag number 2. I'm gonna try it again and I'll go bolt. Okay. Rock in. Let's go. And we're flawless. We are flawless, baby. That was nice. So we got 2 more 12 rounders on my belt that are full of the Action shotgun. Basically out here, not going to do a whole crazy long video. Just came out here to test fire this. I'm probably going to sight it in today. Whew, I'm excited. With slugs. On paper, I'm going to do that 13-yard 0 with the slugs. And then I might compare it with some other slugs as well. I want to do some slug testing. There's been some stuff with the slugs, but I've got the recommended Federal 1350 FPS deep penetrators. We're going to sight those in. Yeah, we're going to do a couple things. I'm talking a lot. But right now, what I want to do is, over and above testing it with the Action shotgun, I like to start with the premium ammo first, and we're just going to take one step down. I got a couple 100 rounds of Aguila that I had laying around, so I'm going to test fire with that too. So like I said right off the rip, these Aguilas I just had laying around in my garage. They are 1 1/8 ounce. I can see right on the hull, 1250 FPS. So I think that puts them somewhere like 3 1/4 dram, if I can remember correctly. But as you can see, they are considerably shorter than the Action shotgun. And I think I remember this from a little ways back. But we're just going to try them. I mean, there's no harm. I'm not going to hold them up to any kind of standard in terms of like, would I run these in a match? I mean, we'll see how they run. But I think they're going to be a little too short. I think they're going to be a little shorter than the gun likes in terms of presentation in the mag. So, but I got them. If they run, they run. I can use them in practice. If they don't, then I can use them in my shockwave shotgun that I keep by my bed. So got that same factory tenor, factory Malott, loaded up with these and a 12er. See how it runs. All right, factory 10. Runs just fine. 12er. Woo! Smoky. Holy smokies. Did not lock the bolt open on that, or did they? Did I drop it? Am I that distracted by the smoke? Who knows? Okay, they ran. Boom. Might be good for practice. Might be good for whatever. Let's try them in the 20 round. Why not? All right, boys and girls. 20 rounds of the Aguila. Closed bolt. There we go. It runs, dude. It actually runs. That is fantastic. I still don't think I would run it in a match. I think the issue that we used to have with the Aguila is if you stack 20 of them in the 20 round mag, that stacking of shortness historically might have given. But you know what? It's been 6 years. I mean, I don't know what kind of evolution of magic has transpired in the customization, gunsmithing processes at Dissident Arms. So the point is, it runs. I'm really happy about that because that means I can use them in practice now. I've noticed that shotgun ammo has doubled in cost pretty much. It used to be 25 cents a round for the longest time, and now it's every bit of 40 cents, 45 cents a round. And that's for this stuff. That's for stuff that's kind of on the budget side. So very encouraging to know that that stuff runs. It runs in a 20 round mag. Can be used in practice. Good amount of power behind it, you know, 1250 FPS, an ounce and an eighth of shot going down range. So yeah, we have a flawless running gun through however many rounds that was. That was a good number of rounds. The gun is hot, nice and toasty, but not too hot. You know, I can still put my hand on it. That was a lot of mag dumping, and I'm not getting my hand absolutely burned like on a rifle when you just do a bunch of mag dumps like that. And I'm in love, gang. I'm in love all over again. This gun is fantastic. I'm gonna love it and keep it forever. So yeah, I'm gonna do the sight in with the slugs. I might put that on camera. I put like a little section of Arca rail on the bottom so that I can put it on my sweet Vortex carbon tripod that I just got, which is like kind of ridiculous, but at the same time it's like you're sighting in a gun. You know, we just had some 100-yard slug shots at the last multi-gun match I went to out in Austin, out in Reveille Peak Ranch. They like to do that. I shot 2-gun. I hit him with the pistol, but if you're gonna sight in, then sight in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do the 13-yard zero here with the bird shot and with the slugs, and then you know, I'm gonna see where it hits at 50. I can do that off the tripod. That'll be nice. And then eventually I can take it into my favorite range in town, which is Copandero in the Woodlands, Texas. Pretty state-of-the-art 100-yard indoor range, nice, new, clean, well lit. And I'm gonna see what's really going on at 100 yards. I'm gonna really see what's up with a couple different kinds of slugs, and we're gonna provide that data to you, and I'm gonna use it myself. So love this gun, love the comp. It's a comp that works, which is great. I would love to know how it compares to like the data that I gathered in the past against the other comps. Will I ever do like a whole nother muzzle brake comparison with a few of the new muzzle brakes that have come out. I'm sorry. I just don't have the time for that kind of production, video editing, and filming these days. It's just not going to happen. But if anything, this comp is a little shorter. I'm sure it's a little lighter. It looks cool and it works. And yeah, you can buy happiness. Apparently, that's the moral of the story. You can buy happiness when it comes to magazine-fed shotguns in 2025. All right, so we are about to sight this bad boy in. As you can see, I've got a ridiculously nice tripod setup. It's a Vortex Radian Carbon. About to try that sucker out for the first time. I am pumped, man. That is a nice I've never done any shooting off a tripod, and who has ever mounted a KL-12 on a expensive carbon tripod? This might be the first time ever in history. So yeah, the day's actually getting pretty nice here in rainy old southeast Texas. We've got the time, we've got the range to ourselves, and we've got a paper target downrange set at 13 yards. I already tested some of this action shotgun. I took one shot on one of these little plastic swingers down there from 13 yards, and it was dead on the money. So we are going to yeah, see where we're at with the improved cylinder choke that's in there. That came with the gun installed. And I will say, after all of that mag dumping, I did go back and double check, make sure my choke was tight, which is something good that should be done quite frequently. And I mean, maybe like an eighth, a 16th of a turn it needed. So just a PSA, keep your chokes tight. I know I'm going to. That's very, very important. So yeah. Okay, so we are ready to sight in these slugs, man. So we have some Federal True Ball penetrators, 1350 FPS. Yeah, deep penetrator rifle slug, copper plated. So these are being hailed as the go-to right now for slugs in the mag-fed shotgun. We're gonna use the factory 10 rounder just cause, and let's see, we're on target there with the white dot, and we're gonna shoot one like this. Oh yeah, that's pretty much almost dead on. Let's shoot one more just for fun. Yeah. Okay, let's put the gun on safe, point at the side berm, see what we done did. And yeah, I got the improved cylinder choke in there still, so that's good. Yeah, I had shot one bird shot round on there, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're supposed to zero with slugs first. That's a good idea. So I got two shots. What's the slug? What's the wad? Does that one have a clean grease ring? Okay, that's a grease ring there. That's a grease ring there. We got another grease ring. So I think these two are the actual hits right here. So we're gonna mark that with a pen. Okay, so we need to come left still, and we need to come up about 2 inches. So yeah, I'm gonna take some more shots. All right, y'all, what do you think? Them's my last two shots out of 10. Those are clearly the wads. Those are clearly the shots. I'm gonna take that and start roll with it. And yeah, what's left? Back up to 50 yards and see where you hit on the tripod, locked in. All right, dudes, we are back at 50 yards now. I put a little fresh paint in the middle of that target just because it was getting a little hard to see with just my red dot. Now I'm going to try to line this up real nice and see where we're heading. See where we are hitting that 50. It's exciting, man. Getting a lot done today. This is a lot of good stuff. Okay, anyway, same slugs. Let's see what we got. 50 yards. Let me turn this red dot down so I get the best shot possible. And off we go. Take a couple shots for good measure there. Alright, safety on, point to the bird. Okay, wow. Looks like I'm way off to the right here. What happened? Yeah, right? Yeah, it looks like I'm, man, good 4 to 6 inches off to the right. Is that good enough for government work? Sure, but I would say might want to take a couple more shots just to see. So that's 4 inches. Another 1, 2, yeah, about 6 inches high, just like they say, just like everyone says. That's about right. Maybe I pulled one to the right, and I'm on a freaking tripod, for God's sakes. Who knows? I'm gonna settle down a little more and take maybe some better shots and see what happens. All right, so 2 more shots. I had adjusted my tripod, make sure it was rock solid and level, and these are the shots. So yeah, we're trending 4 to 6 inches high and 3 to 4, no, not even 2 to 3 inches to the right. So that's consistent. I mean, like, that is a tripod and it is locked in with an Arca rail. Human error has been eliminated. We have a 2-pound competition trigger, so I think that's just the trajectory. It might so these are clearly marked. I'm just going to mark them again, and I'm also going to be curious to see what happens when we introduce these slugs here. So these are cellular and below, common packs of 25. They look to be decent quality, and they're cheaper, and they're the correct length. I measured them against the Federals, and they are the same, so they should feed. Also, I should mention, flawless performance with these slugs so far. No hangups, no jams. We have yet to have a malfunction today. We're having a fantastic day. We're learning a lot, covering a lot of ground. I'm very, very happy. So yeah, I think the last thing, second to last thing, is we're gonna see where these hit at 50. All right, so in case you wanted to know, these are 1 ounce, and I had seen somewhere, I believed, might have went on the website, these are supposed to be 1350s as well, just like the Federals. So I'm gonna get back on the tripod here, and we're gonna give you 4 shots just to see how they're flying. And got a closed bolt. By the way, guys, I want to thank you for bearing with me. This is my first time in a while producing Vepr 12 content, and I feel like, I mean, it's a different camera setup. I'm not doing as many takes. I'm not going to be doing as many cuts and edits. I just don't care as much anymore about having it so perfect and kind of sterile like my other videos. I'm just doing a lot more longer takes, stream of consciousness. I've only had this camera for a couple weeks, and I'm like nervous. I'm excited again. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like I'm, you know, brand new all over again. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for sticking with me, and all of the channel OGs, thanks for sticking with me and with this platform for all these years, man. I'm sure I'm gonna see some old familiar faces, I hope, in the comments. So yeah, just want to try these out. They are significantly cheaper than the Federal. Want to see how they fly, see if we can, you know, do a nice comparison on those and just have another option. You know, it's nice to have options. Ammo, as we've learned in the past couple years, like, nothing's forever. Stuff comes and goes, so stuff stops being made. It's really good to have more and more options. So yeah, this tripod setup is just rock solid. It's a high quality tripod. Should really be no questions or excuses here. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna do some shots here. There's one. Another one. That actually feels pretty nice. I didn't give myself really a lot of conscious bandwidth to think about how the other ones were recoiling. I should probably do that, but these feel nice. Yeah, they're only flying about 2 feet away, but they're ejecting just fine. All right, and that's 4 shots. Yeah, let me just fire the 5th one and see if we get a last round bolt hold open. Probably will. How many did I put in there? Nope, we did not actually. So that tells me that that's a pretty soft shooting slug. And dude, that felt nice. I'm not gonna lie, that felt really nice. I noticed that right away in comparison to the Federal. So now all that's left to see is how are the ballistics? Are the ballistics acceptable? I kind of see them. They look like they're trending higher. Look like they're trending higher on the target. And even more to the right a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, what's that one? It looks like it's just high in the middle. Was that? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Okay, so yeah, let's see how we are in terms of consistency. Here's one way up here. Here's one up and right. This one was this one. So this is the new one, the S&B right there. So let me not get these confused. Maybe I'll do 2 hash marks on each of these to keep them straight. Am I gonna be able to tell that apart? Yeah. Just doing stuff like on the fly, dude. If there's one thing that hasn't changed all these years, is I do zero storyboarding or planning before I make my videos. I just roll with it. This one looks like one that we just shot, and it shouldn't be too hard to find a 5th one. Is this one? Yeah, so obviously that was sitting right there, but sometimes you get confused between the wad and the shot. But at this distance you don't see any wads, so that's a shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's, I'm just gonna circle that group right there, right there. Yeah, I mean, that's a group at 50 yards. Again, that's perfectly acceptable. If you aim lower third, it's gonna be more like here. It's still gonna be biased towards the right, but I like the way those are flying, man. So honestly, like, the best thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna set this up at the indoor range, a true flat, very controlled environment, and see what happens at 100 yards and see if these are, again, are they practice worthy? Are they match worthy? I like them. I can get them easily and I can get them for a good price. So I'll put the details of what those are in the comments. And yeah, man, great stuff. Very good stuff. And then I think one thing, another last thing that I should do is bring the tripod up here back to 13 yards and just check and see. Maybe, you know, on my way back to the 50-yard line, maybe some dramatic shift occurred and I've just been blowing a bunch of smoke about this, you know, this rightward deviation. So yeah, let's see what happens there. But yeah, we're back here at 13 yards, and just so you know, I am confirming all of my distances that I'm shooting at with, you know, my little handy $100 rangefinder, the Halo XL600. So I'm not just like pacing off and approximating. I wanna dial this in pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna take a couple more shots of the S&B just to make sure I'm still, or actually I never confirmed S&B at 13, I just started shooting from back there. But based on where it was hitting compared to the 50-yard shots of the Federal, it should be pretty close. And yeah, let's check it. All right, 2 shots. Dude, that stuff shoots nice, man. I think I like those a lot. I really think I do. Oh, it's really close to my face. Welcome back to my face, people. So one of those is dead on, and one of them was kind of a flyer. I don't know. What did I do? Did I shoot too fast? I mean, come on. We're at 13 yards, for heaven's sakes. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy with that, I guess. All right, I'll put 2 more of the Fetty slugs in there, them Fetty wops, and then yeah, I got my monitor back on, and then we'll check it with that, and then we'll put this right here. Yeah, just for a little peace of mind. Now, yeah, I want to say, like, you know, even though those SMBs are nice and soft and I like them, the key thing is to have a superior consistency. So it's nice to have an option. It's nice to have one you can practice with. But let's see how these group again. I could see that was a dead center hit, and I want to say that probably also. Yeah, I think I stacked a couple right in the middle. So yeah, we'll pay the money. We'll pay the money for the Federal copper plated for match ammo, and we'll pay the money for the action shotgun bird shot. But dude, hello, KL-12, 0 issues, not a hitch, not a malfunction. The thing is perfect. The thing is literally perfect. I'm back. We're back. What else is there to say, man? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed all that. Hope it wasn't too windy. I tried to gussy it up to the best of my ability. Shout outs, thanks, and praise. So you might have noticed I haven't mentioned any sponsors like I used to, because currently I'm not sponsored by anyone. I sponsor myself. I started my own company. It's called Optics Unlimited. I do sale and resale of brand new and used mid to high tier optics of all different sorts, from day optics to night vision to thermal, you name it, and I take trade-ins. So that's my company. We'll talk more about that later, but more importantly, kind of in the moment, is I want to give a huge thanks to Dissident Arms, Mike and Land, for providing the framework that allows us to keep enjoying this hobby, this pursuit, this sport that we all love so much. They're still doing it. They're still down in the trenches. Those are some tough, hard-nosed sons of guns, and I have the utmost respect for them. They've always treated me well, and I've had, you know, some really awesome, positive interactions with the dudes that work for them as well. One of them is a pretty prominent competitor in the local scene. He's an awesome dude. And he helped me out a lot. So, yeah, man, big props, big shout outs. Thank you guys so much. And of course, glory and praise to our Father in heaven and the Lord Jesus Christ. Much gratitude to God for being able to live in a free country and in a free state, in a free country where we can enjoy and still maintain our God-given rights for sporting, for self-defense, and for defense against tyranny. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Check out the video description for any links I may decide to add. Give me a follow over at my Instagram page for Optics Unlimited. Keep an eye on that, and feel free to message me, contact me through any of my channels of comms to talk about anything you want, especially our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If you have ever wanted to talk about him, or if that's on your heart, then I'm always open to that conversation. And yeah, much love. Thanks everybody. We'll see you soon.